Coming up on Let's Get to the Points.
This show is going to be all about American Airlines miles. Are you going for Executive Platinum?
I am going to try to maintain it, and I am currently only about 3,000 loyalty points away from 200,000 loyalty points. And the reason why I'm going to keep going is because I actually get a loyalty point reward.
And later,
I am an American Airlines shopping portal junkie, and I have earned, are you ready for this? 157,000 points. I have also been known to buy dog food on the shopping portal, and I don't even have a dog.
And now, let's get to the points. She loves traveling luxuriously for a fraction of the cost. It's Serena. He embraces every travel experience, and he proves adventure is found everywhere. It's Miguel. She teaches you and your family to travel on a budget while indulging in a little bit of occasional luxury. It's Nicole. And he loves using his points to fly some of the world's best airlines in first class. It's Mitch Shannon.
Welcome and thank you for joining us on Let's Get to the Points video audio podcast, where we bring you the very best in tips and tricks in the world of miles, points, and travel. I'm Mitch Shannon, joined by my co-hosts who love traveling the world with their families using their credit card, points, and miles. First up, when she's not on our show, she's busy building her family points and miles empire. It's Serena.
Hi, everyone.
Nike says, just do it. He says, just book it. It's Miguel.
Hey, what's up?
When her math is mathing, her travel is adding up perfectly. It's Nicole.
Oh, that's a good one, Mitch. Hi, guys. How are you?
Please help us out. Click the subscribe button now below to our YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you watch or listen. Also, give us a like, leave us a comment below, and tell us what you think about our show. Now, let's get to the points. Tonight, we raise, should I do that AA style? The question, is American Airlines the best airline program out there? Now, we already somewhat agree that the onboard service is a bit of a mixed bag. Isn't that right, Miguel?
More like an empty bag. It's food.
And empty sandwiches too, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
But why are their miles so valuable? Could it be that as an airline, they are heavily dependent on their revenue from their AAdvantage program? Maybe they're just being nice. I don't know. And Serena, we're going to talk about it tonight.
This show is going to be all about American Airlines miles. And here is what we have on deck today. We're going to talk about how we earn points, how we redeem points, finding award availability, American Airlines elite status, and benefits. So Mitch, I think you're going to kick us off with how we earn our American Airlines points with credit cards, right?
That's right. Something I'm actually pretty good at, earning a lot of miles via sign-up bonuses via credit cards. Earning miles via the credit card sign-up bonuses is something that's pretty easy to do with American Airlines. Now, believe it or not, there are a lot of American Airlines AAdvantage credit cards available here in the US, and a lot of them have great sign-up bonuses as well, and all of them share some great features and perks, and I thought we could kind of talk about a couple of them tonight. After the merger with US Airways, American Airlines was able to leverage Barclays and Citibank both to offer co-branded credit cards for their mileage plan program. Nowadays, the card issuers have competing cards, with the major differences being where they can be marketed with American Airlines. The fact that American has two credit card partners is great news for us, since it means we are eligible for more sign-up bonuses with American Airlines credit cards. American Airlines has 4 co-branded credit cards issued by Citi. So I'm going to kind of go over these a little bit and give you a little bit about the annual fee and a little bit about the perks. The first one is the Citi AAdvantage Executive World Elite MasterCard, and it has a $595 annual fee. Now, this one's got the most valuable perks, and it also includes an Admirals Club membership as well. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. The Citi AAdvantage Business World Elite MasterCard's got a $99 annual fee that's waived for the first year. There's also the Citi AAdvantage Platinum Select World Elite MasterCard. It's got a $99 annual fee too. It's got some other benefits as well. And then there's the American Airlines AAdvantage Mile Up credit card. It's got no annual fee, and probably the only reason you would want this card is maybe for a sign-up bonus. That's pretty much it. Now, these Citi AA cards all have identical restrictions when it comes to earning the sign-up bonus. The bonus on each of these cards isn't available to those who have received a new card member bonus on that exact card in the past 48 months. Now, it's fine if you've received the bonus on another AAdvantage product within the last 48 months. It just can't be for the same product that you are applying for. And this is also in addition to Citi's general application restrictions, which includes that you can't get approved for at most one Citi card every about 8 days, and at most 2 Citi cards every 65 days. Now, when it comes to Barclays, American Airlines has a couple co-branded cards with them as well. The first one is the AAdvantage Aviator Red MasterCard. It's got a $99 annual fee. The AAdvantage Aviator Business MasterCard has a $95 annual fee, and it's got some benefits like baggage, free checked bag, and other stuff. Now, this card, it kind of comes and goes on Barclays. Sometimes it's available, sometimes it's not. So you just want to kind of keep your eye out for that when it does become available. So those are a lot of credit cards for an airline. It's almost like Marriott with how many credit cards you can get with American Airlines. Do you guys have any of these cards? What do you think about these cards?
Yeah, so I actually have the Aviator Red card, the Aviator Business card, the Citi Business card, and the Citi World Elite Master Platinum Super Duper card, whatever that one's called. I have that one too.
That sounds right.
So I have the personal and the business from both banks.
Miguel, aside from the ones you said you're going to cancel soon, do you keep the other ones year after year?
I think the only one that I'm going to keep long-term is the World Elite MasterCard, the expensive one. That's because it comes with Admirals Club access. And even though they're not the best lounges, I do fly American Airlines a lot. So I do take advantage of hitting up the Admirals Club when I fly American Airlines, either by myself or with my family. And now that my Player 3 is moving out of the house, I'm going to get her a card as an authorized user so she can have Admirals Club lounge access as well. So that's probably the only one I'll keep long-term.
Similar to Miguel, I also have a couple of AA cards. I have the Aviator Red card, the Aviator Business card, and the Citi Business card. Miguel, you're better at the names than I can remember. I just go with who gives me the card and if it's business or personal. So my renewal just came up. And out of these 3 cards, I got a retention offer on 2 of them. So I have a retention offer on the Citi Business and the Aviator Red card. So I canceled the Barclays Business card and now I'm left with 2.
What retention did they give you?
On Citi, they waived the $99 annual fee if I promise to spend $99. Easy peasy.
Nice.
And this is the second year they've given me that. So I'm like, yes, thank you very much. And on the Barclays side, they just completely waived the annual fee.
I think I read recently that the Aviator Business card, it has either $95 or $99 annual fee, that it's going up to $150. It's currently closed for new applicants, but I think maybe when they open it again for new applicants, they might have the increased annual fee of like $150. Maybe another refresh coming for that card now.
I'm starting to hate that word refresh. It's not very refreshing.
Or enhancement. Nicole, do you spend a lot on these cards? Because I'm wondering how you're being targeted for these retention offers. Because I do call to ask for a retention and they don't offer me one. And I don't spend on these cards. I just make the minimum spend and then I'm done with it. But do you spend more than I do on these cards?
Recently on the Citi AA card, I've been spending a lot. I've used it a lot for buying groups, especially when I'm in between minimum spend because I am working on my American Airlines status. We're going to talk about status later on and how I use this spend to help regain status for the following year. Serena, which one of these cards do you have?
I've had all of the above at some point in time, multiple times over the multitude of years. But right now,
That's when Miguel says, of course you do.
But right now, I have the Aviator Red open in my husband's name and my dad's name. And then I just opened the Citi Business card because there was a nice offer on it recently. And I opened that in my husband's name. But Mitch, when you mentioned the Mile Up card, that jogged a memory for me. I opened that one time too.
And what did you get for signing up for that card?
I think it was like 50,000 miles.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's not bad at all.
That's pretty good.
Not at all.
Wow, Serena. So that's not a bad sign-up offer you got for that Mile Up card for like nothing, right?
Yeah, not bad at all. I needed miles, so that was one I could get. So I just signed up for it.
Any sign-up bonus is a good bonus, right?
That's right.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about like the application rules and go into that a little bit more in depth. When it comes to Barclays, I wouldn't say they're quite as what I would say is transparent as Citi when it comes to their rules with getting approved for co-branded American AAdvantage credit cards. The terms are somewhat vague with them, and they say that you may not be eligible for this offer if you currently have or previously had had an account with us in the program, but here's the thing. We've seen reports of being able to earn the bonus on the personal version of that card, even if you've closed that same card over 24 months ago. And the business version of the card, we've seen reports anywhere of 6 to 12 months to where you can get that one again. Now, Barclays doesn't seem to be very consistent with the rules when it comes to approvals, so something to keep in mind as you go through which credit card you're going to get with American Airlines. Now, what's great about this is they are pretty non-restrictive for the eligibility requirements, being able to get a Citi and Barclays AA card independently. It's not like this crazy pyramid of rules you got to follow with Marriott. What sign-up bonus should you get when you're getting each card? Depending on the card and the bank, we've seen anywhere between 50 to 100,000 bonus points offered for all of these cards over the past couple of years. So you should at least be able to get around a minimum of 70,000 points or higher with the Barclays credit cards. But when it comes to Citi, the minimum could be a little bit more or a little bit less. It depends on where you are. But for the annual fee cards, you should be getting at least 70,000 miles for a sign-up offer. Now, if you're not sure about the offer that you're seeing or getting, ask us in the comments below, and we'll be able to tell you what offers we've seen in the past for that card that you're looking at. Now, if you care about the benefits and perks, you're going to want to look at each card to figure out what's really important to you, as they can vary between all of the cards. Out of all those credit cards, sign-up offers, benefits, perks, what are some of your all's favorite things of those credit cards?
Well, I just found out about the Citi business card, that when you sign up for that card, it creates a separate business AA account. And at first I was a little bit skeptical until I heard on another podcast that with this account, instead of transferring the points to your personal AA account, you can elect an account manager. And that account manager, you can transfer your points to them for free. So for example, my children or my husband could be my account manager. And if I needed to top up their accounts, then I could use these points from the AA Citi business to their account for free. Normally, American Airlines charges an F ton to transfer points between account holders. So this is the perfect hack to be able to move points around and not being charged for it.
I love the Aviator Red Card. I think it's a no-brainer when the sign-up bonus is elevated, because all you have to do is make one purchase, pay the $99 annual fee, and then you get your bonus points. It's like the easiest thing out there, and I think it's so worth it just to pay that $99 annual fee to get these points. So every time I see an elevated offer for that, I will look at all my players, see who's ready to get a new card, and then sign them up for this. If you want to know when this card has an elevated offer, we publish that in our weekly newsletter, and we'll have the link for that in the show notes below.
Yes, Serena, that Aviator Red card is a pretty good deal when there's an elevated offer. My player 3 just got that card a few weeks ago. I think it was 70,000 miles for any purchase. The amount doesn't matter. It could be $1, it could be a couple dollars, and you're going to get those 70,000 miles. I think right now it's back down to about 50 or so, but 70,000 miles to purchase a pack of gum, a cup of coffee. I think it's a great deal. One thing I often forget about the Aviator Red card is you get $25 statement credit per year for Wi-Fi. So if you're flying American Airlines and you pay for Wi-Fi, you get $25 back throughout the year. Barclays also has a $200 annual fee card called Aviator Silver card that you can upgrade your red card into. And that one is interesting that it comes with $25 in-flight credit for beverage and food. And that's per day. So if you fly American Airlines every day, you could get $25 per day for food and beverage with that card. So
what are we getting for $25?
Yeah.
Pretzels?
Couple drinks.
Tomato juice?
Some Jackson Cokes. What's the plural of Jack and Coke? Is it Jack and Cokes? Jackson Coke? Jackson Coke.
Sounds about right. You mentioned the credit for Wi-Fi on board. If you have a T-Mobile cell phone, there are certain perks you can use to get Wi-Fi on board also. So just a hot tip, you can enter a T-Mobile cell phone number and get an hour free Wi-Fi on board American Airlines.
And it doesn't have to be your number.
Let me guess, Nicole, you use your friend's number, don't you?
Absolutely. That's what friends are for. So if you have a friend that has a T-Mobile number, you want to make sure you save it and put T-Mobile on the site. So when you get on AA and they don't feed you, at least you have internet. So you get unlimited 1 hour usage with the T-Mobile account, and 4 times for the year, you can get this credit for a full flight. choose wisely. If you have a short flight, just use the 1 hour. That's unlimited. You get them throughout the year. But if you have a longer flight, you get 4 unlimited usage for the year. So just choose wisely.
Or get more friends with T-Mobile numbers.
Yeah.
That part. Now we're going to talk about how you can earn American Airlines miles without flying or without credit card bonuses. And first up is the shopping portal. I am an American Airlines shopping portal junkie.
Of course you are.
I mean, it's just so easy to earn the points through the shopping portal.
Of course we are.
Of course I'm not.
Yeah, surprisingly, right?
Well, you're the only one here that doesn't live at an AA hub. Yeah, El Paso's not really a hub, but
That's true.
Just
That's
go with
why, right? Yeah.
I have been using the American Airlines shopping portal a little over 2 years now, and I have earned, are you ready for this?
drum roll.
157,000 points.
Wait a minute. Okay. From what period?
About 2 years?
Oh, wow.
I know, I shocked myself. I logged in today. I was like, oh,
Now I want to go check mine.
Wait, is this buying group stuff?
not that much buying groups. No, surprisingly.
I'm only at 105.
Oh,
Oh,
you got to catch up, Miguel. You're way behind.
I'm about to sign up for all these meal plans and wine subscriptions.
So that's what I'm going to get into. So how did I earn 157,000 miles through the shopping portal? I buy lots and lots of meal kits. I mean, a girl's got to eat. Her family's got to eat. Why not earn AA miles while you're eating? One of the biggest things on the shopping portals are things like HelloFresh, Blue Apron, Factor 75. When these things come around at an elevated offer, I'm usually getting somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 miles per order. And the hot tip is that sometimes you can order multiple times for the year. It's worth the gamble. Sometimes I get the points and sometimes I don't get the points. But no matter what, I still get the food. So I think it's a win.
Oh, are you saying that they limit it to one purchase?
It's not limited to one purchase. That's why I've been able to do it multiple times. But sometimes they catch on and they're like, because I like to advocate for myself and I'd be like, excuse me, I signed up for this and I didn't get my points. And then they're like, excuse me, you signed up for it 6 weeks ago and we gave you the points then. So you can use multiple email addresses to sign up for different accounts. Now, I just want to be upfront and honest. Sometimes you will get the points and sometimes they can detect that it is the same account and they will not award you the points. So your miles may vary. I have also bought an F ton of wine, lots and lots of wine. Sometimes I drink it, sometimes I gift it, but the shopping portal has tons of promotion when it comes to wine. And I do try to calculate how much would wine be at the store versus buying it here. All of these things, I sign up for the promotional account, I get my points, and I do not continue with the subscription. So you have to have a level of organization in order to not be charged at the higher price when it comes to the subscription. You might want to get a spreadsheet like Serena. Not the spreadsheet kind of gal.
But you're a wine kind of gal. Are you going to be bringing wine to our meetup, Nicole?
Why? It's in California.
You can ship it to Mitch's house.
I might bring you something else. I have also been known to buy dog food on the shopping portal, and I don't even have a dog.
Oh my God.
I have gifted my friends with lots and lots of dog food. And they're happy to take it. I get the miles, they get the dog food. I don't see what the problem is.
Okay, so are you getting a really good deal on this dog food?
Yeah, I think I got 2,000 miles for $30. That wasn't bad. Plus, it was a friend that always helps me out anyways. So it was just like, being nice and giving a gift.
I love it.
I have gotten Motley Fool, which is a financial stock advisor thingamabob. I really don't even know. All I know is I paid $99 and I got 7,500 miles. I've even gotten like US News that goes directly to trash also. But some of these offers are like $10 for 4,000 miles. I see it as the cost of doing business. 4,000 miles can get me halfway on a one-way ticket. So like Nala plays soccer. Let's say we have to go to Dallas. I paid $10 and it paid for half of a ticket. That's Spirit-like, but on American Airlines.
So it sounds like this is a way to buy points at a deep, deep discount.
And you get food and wine.
And dog food.
and dog food. I also use a shopping portal for daily things. So I use Instacart a lot. You do get points on Instacart. I use Viator, and sometimes Viator can be up to 12 points per dollar. I use this to book tours for trips, airport transfers, anything activity related when we go on our vacation. I book through Viator so that I can get the points there. That has been one of the major earners, after the dog food.
Nicole, it sounds like you don't use Rakuten very much then. You prioritize the AA portal.
I do prioritize the AA portal because I have status on AA. It's been very advantageous to our family. Let me give an example. Viator might be 12 points per dollar on Rakuten, but then it might be 10 points per dollar on AA. I would prefer to get the 10 points on AA than the 12 points on Rakuten because it's much easier to earn American Express points than it is to earn American Airlines points. And the benefits that I get from status extends to my family of 4 versus when I'm earning American Express miles, it's just for one person per ticket. I also use the dining portal a lot. When I first started, you can even get status inside the dining portal. The more restaurants you use it for, the more points they give you. And I was up to like 7 points per dollar because you start off at 3, then you go to 5, then you get to 7, and eventually you get to 10 points per dollar. The dining portal is best used to top up your points. I wouldn't use it as a main points earner. Another option is Basque Bank. This is a savings account that pays you in American Airlines miles instead of interest. You want to sit and evaluate whether the interest from a high yield savings account is more beneficial than the points you're going to earn from Basque Bank. But this is definitely an option to earn a few extra miles. So here are some other options for earning miles. Simply Miles is another website that you can use similar to the shopping portal that they have offers on that you activate and you have to pay with a MasterCard in order to earn the miles. You can also earn miles through renting cars, through AA vacations. And one of my favorites that I used to use a lot is the AA hotel. Remember the days of Rocket Miles, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Long gone. But
I remember your experiences.
Oh, yes. Oh, God. AA hotels will give you great value if you have status and a credit card. If you have one or the other, the earning rate is not that great. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you have status and a card, definitely check it out if you're not going for hotel status or you don't mind staying in a hotel for some miles. One final way you can add miles to your account is by purchasing miles. Serena, I know you did this for our last trip, correct?
Yes. Remember in episode 60 when we went on a little trip together? Just a little jaunt to the other side of the world in the Q-Suite quad.
Oh.
Yeah. Best trip ever.
Ever.
So in that episode, I explained how I bought miles. And this is a last resort if you don't have enough miles in your account, but you need to make a redemption like I did. So back when we were deciding that we were going to take this trip, it was a frenzy. People were pulling over on the side of the road. Yes. People were figuring out how we were going to book. I actually bought the miles in order to make this booking.
And I took a page out of your book, Serena, and I bought some miles recently to make a booking. Serena, I bought the dog food. I bought the wine, tons of meal kits. I have 157,000 miles. Tell me how I'm going to redeem them.
Now we are going to talk about how to find award availability so you can use your AA miles.
The best part of any airline program are the sweet spots. Where are you going to get the biggest bang for your buck? So here are some of the sweet spots that I personally have experienced, and I'm going to tell you about some others. Number 1, my favorite, all of our favorites, is Q Suites. This was my ultimate goal when I got my first set of AA miles. I was going to take them and we were going to go to South Africa. So you can use your AA miles to book Qatar Q Suites, the world's best business class. So for 70,000 miles, you can book flights from the US to the Middle East. And for 75,000 miles, you can book from the US all the way to Africa. And we use that to book our flights from Miami to South Africa last spring. Some other sweet spots would be using your American Airline miles to fly to Japan. For 35,000 miles, you can fly in economy one way. 60,000 miles will get you business class, and 80,000 miles will get you first class all the way from the US to Japan on JAL Airlines. And recently, they have upgraded some of their planes and they're flying the A350 from New York and Dallas. I think, Miguel, you're going to be flying on that soon, right?
Not soon enough, but yeah.
Some other sweet spots available for American Airline miles are using Qantas. You have great deals flying in between cities in Australia. Economy's at 10,000 points, and business class, Mitch's favorite to see the tennis, is only 20,000 points. And one of the most valuable sweet spots, I think, is flying the Middle East all the way over to Asia. Thanks to Miguel's help, I was able to book from Doha to Japan in JAL business class, a 10-hour flight for only 40,000 American Airlines miles. I don't think the deal gets any better than that. If you're looking to go to Europe, you can book on Finnair or Iberia for 57,000 miles. Another spot that's kind of rare is using your AA miles to book Etihad, but we don't talk about that here. If you're lucky enough to find it, let us know, because I haven't seen it in a while, but I know sometimes it pops up. It may or may not come back again. Maybe Serena will get on Etihad.
Some of us don't care if it comes back again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One final thing that I love about the American Airlines program. Let's say you had to book out of a major city and you were planning to reposition. If you can find award availability, you can contact AA and ask them to add an extra leg for free. So for example, I found a flight from Dallas-Fort Worth to Japan, but I live in Miami. But initially, it wasn't pricing out at the same price when I found the availability. Later on, Partner Space opened up from Miami to Dallas. I can call American Airlines and tell them that I found availability from Miami to Dallas and ask them to add that leg to my existing reservation. If they find the availability, then they'll be able to add it for free. So now instead of positioning to Dallas, I'm going directly from Miami to Dallas and from Dallas to Japan on one ticket. I'm not sure of any other airline that's going to give you a free leg. I mean, not even Spirit would do that. So if you can take advantage of this, this can save you hundreds of dollars.
Nicole, that's a really good tip, being able to do that, because I know a lot of people, when they take positioning flights for other tickets that they book, those are separate tickets. And not always do you get the protection if you misconnect, if there's weather, if there's anything that could happen that would cause you to miss that second flight that's on a different ticket. So I think that's a really good tip that you share, because there's a lot of protection there when you're able to marry two flights like that on one ticket.
It's good to note that not all the agents know how to do this, so you might have to hucka until you find someone that does. And one of the terms that you can use when you call to do this scenario is you want to ask them for a claim and reinstate. In fact, when I used that term with one of the agents, they were like, "Oh my God, do you work for the airline? How do you know that?" Don't you worry, sweetie.
I listen to Let's Get to the Points. That's how I know what claim and restate is.
Exactly.
Nicole, that's a great list of sweet spots. Any sweet spots that are your favorite or that you want to book?
In the words of Miguel, all of the above, except the Australia one, but all of the above.
The one I want to book is actually from the Middle East to Asia, but you could actually do that in first class for 50,000 miles. So it's kind of hard to find. If you can find it, you could even start like in Cairo, go to Cairo to Doha, Doha to Bangkok in Qatar first class, then Bangkok to Japan in Japan Airlines first class, all that for 50,000 miles. And because the Cairo to Doha is considered regional first class, you would also get access to the first class lounge in Doha. So I think that's a pretty good sweet spot to book.
Miguel, that is a wonderful sweet spot, and I expect you to find that award availability for us.
Let's go.
Finding award availability is the next step for us. And I have some tips to help you find award availability so you can use your AA miles. First is the American Airlines Award Map. This is a nice tool for finding award flights using AA miles. And this tool was gone for a few months, but it looks like it's back because I was able to find it. To find this tool, you would Google American Award Map, and it will be the second link on the list. Once you get to this site, you designate your home airport. So I'll put SFO. You can pick the region that you want to go to. I will pick Mexico in the Caribbean, and let's pick a date for next summer. I'm going to choose 20,000 miles to use and one way in main cabin. Here I can see the map of the different destinations I can travel to with my AA miles. The Grand Cayman, Turks and Caicos, and Aruba looks like I can fly there for 18,000 miles. But let's say I'm flexible and I want to see what's available for the next date. And wow, what is this? I can go to the Cayman Islands for only 8,500 miles one way in coach. And it's only 9,000 miles to go to the Turks and Caicos. Nicole, American Airlines wants a minimum of 10,000 miles for me to fly to Miami to see you. But you know what? I think I'm going to save some miles and go to Grand Cayman instead.
I love you dearly, Serena, but that's not a bad deal because you can come over here using Spirit. Go to Grand Cayman
No, I
instead.
can't. This is not possible.
Starting to sound like a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't take this challenge. Challenge not accepted.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's say I want to book this. I'll click book now and it will take me to the AA website and I'll sort by main cabin and there it is. SFO to DFW to Grand Cayman for 8,500 miles one way. There is an overnight layover in Dallas, but that is par for the course when flying to the Caribbean from the West Coast. I actually prefer to have an overnight layover when I'm flying to the Caribbean as opposed to a red eye with my kids. It's just so much easier to rest in a hotel overnight. So you'll need to change the number of people in your search if you want to see how many miles it would cost for the number of people in your party. And this is because it could be 8,000 miles for one ticket on that day, and the next 3 tickets might be for 11,000 miles or so. It's always good to check the pricing for the number of people in your party. And you might want to buy that first ticket for the lower fare and then buy the remaining tickets. A second way of finding award availability using AA miles is the award calendar on AA's website. So using the same example with SFO to Grand Cayman, let's say I want to know other dates that also have this low award fare. I'll click on the calendar here, choose number of stops, and cabin. And here you will see a calendar view of the dates with this route for only 8,000 miles. Miguel used the AA calendar to find our 4 seats on that little trip that we took. So in order to find this, you would start your search, click on the calendar, change it to nonstop and business class, and then click through the calendars to see if there is any availability. Right now, there is no Q Suite availability from Chicago to Doha, but this is how you would check. Now, what if you want to fly Q Suite and you will leave from any city on any date? This leads to the third tip for finding award availability using AA miles. And this is, of course, with Seats.aero. You can use the Qatar Q Suite Finder, check full year availability, which is only available with the Pro version, show flights from North America, and if you only want to see American Airlines availability, you can search American. And here you will see what's available. Click on the info button and this will take you directly to the flight on AA's website. Another way is to use the Explore feature. You'll go to Explore, then American Airlines, show the full year, choose your origin and destination region, put DOH in the search bar, sort by business class, and if it's green, it means that the route is nonstop and it will likely be in Q Suite. And a few other things to mention. Here's the best part about using AA miles for award bookings. American Airlines does not pass on fuel surcharges, so award tickets from the US to most international destinations will be less than $10. Another great thing about AA award bookings, you can put award tickets on hold for up to 5 days. And I did this last year when we booked our Q Suite quad trip. I didn't have the miles ready in my account and I wasn't ready to top off my miles yet because it was during work hours and we were all going crazy. I decided to put that award booking on hold. That enabled me to lock it in so it's mine, and then a day later I went to go buy the miles and then called American Airlines to book the ticket.
I mean, 5 days. Which other program is giving you the ability to say, let me think about this amazing trip for 5 days and then I'll holla back? Nobody.
It is very generous, but I wouldn't wait till the last minute because they could give it up for no reason. It could be gone. I don't know what their timeline is. I think it has to be more than 14 days from when you fly to.
You don't know how many times I've used this award ticket hold and ended up just not booking anything, but it's nice to have it because sometimes I'm like, you know what, this looks like a good deal. I'm going to book it. And then I talk to my wife and maybe it's like, no, it wasn't a good deal.
Play or choose, where all vacation dreams die.
It's true.
I prefer to redeem my American Airline miles for non-American Airlines operated flights like Qatar Airways, Japan Airlines. But when I do redeem for American Airlines for domestic flights, I like to get upgraded. So next we're going to talk about elite status with the American Airlines AAdvantage program. Let's talk about how you can earn elite status with American Airlines. There are 4 published elite status tiers. That's Gold, Platinum, Platinum Pro, and Executive Platinum. There's also another level called Concierge Key, but the requirements are not published and it's invite only. If you've seen that George Clooney movie Up in the Air, that's the status that he had. Each level comes with its own set of perks, mostly priority boarding, complimentary upgrades, access to better seats, and better earning rates. So how do you earn status? American Airlines uses something called loyalty points. These points are not the same as AA miles. Instead, they're earned through flying, spending on their co-branded credit cards, shopping through their partners, and more. Here's a quick breakdown. So contrary to popular belief, you do not have to fly with American Airlines to earn their status. If you fly with American Airlines, you're going to be earning loyalty points for every dollar that you spend, but there are other ways to earn those loyalty points as well. If you were to earn loyalty points solely through flying, you would earn 5 miles and loyalty points for every dollar you spend through flying. Upon reaching gold status, you would earn 7 miles per dollar, 8 miles per dollar once you reach platinum, 9 miles per dollar once you reach Platinum Pro, and 11 miles per dollar once you reach Executive Platinum. However, that's a lot of money for you to spend through flying to earn elite status. So instead, there are other ways, as we mentioned prior in the show, that you can earn AA miles and loyalty points. That is booking through AA vacations, their cruises, their partner hotels, renting cars through preferred partners, online shopping portals, the dining program, and spending on credit cards. Now, there are 2 main timelines that you need to follow for American Airlines status. There's a qualification period and a membership period. The qualification period runs from March 1st of every year through the end of February the following year. Any loyalty points earned through this period is what's going to give you the status for the membership period. The membership period starts the day you qualify and runs through the next calendar year and then all the way to March 31st of the year after. To earn gold status, you need to earn 40,000 loyalty points during the qualification period. For platinum status, you need to earn 75,000 loyalty points. For Platinum Pro, 125,000 loyalty points. And for Executive Platinum, you need to earn 200,000 loyalty points. Now, the main thing that people want about the status is the complimentary upgrades. Those are automatically requested, but let me tell you that they're not as common as you might want, especially at gold status. I currently have Executive Platinum status, and it depends on where I'm flying to or from, whether I get upgrades or not. Now, those upgrades start to clear. For gold status, only 24 hours prior to your flight. For platinum status, 48 hours prior to your flight. For platinum pro status, 72 hours. And for executive platinum, up to 100 hours prior to your flight. But I've only seen this maybe once where I actually get upgraded 5 days prior. Usually it's the day of, but they're not as common as you might think. So whether or not you want to pursue elite status, your mileage may vary. The other good thing about executive platinum status is you get a luggage tag.
Ooh, that looks cheaply made.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of a joke, but I do have this on my backpack. It makes me feel special. Just kidding.
I feel you, Miguel. I have one of those, and I feel very special when I'm flying on a non-AA flight.
I was on Southwest this morning, and I had my tag there. I was like, "Look, when I'm flying American, I'm special. Right now, I'm over here in seat 23A, but you should see me in American Airlines. I would have a Jack and Coke.
No food, but Jack and Coke.
There you go.
Miguel, what status do you have?
With American Airlines, it's executive platinum.
If you're traveling with your family and you're all on the same ticket, is there a chance for all of you to be upgraded?
Usually it's just one companion. So if I want to be put on the wait list for upgrades, I have to call and split my itinerary, my PNR, into at least 2 different itineraries. Now, myself and one companion could be put on the wait list for the upgrades, but it won't extend to more than one companion. Good question.
I usually wait until the very last minute to split the PNR because I also want to make sure I select the seats for my family while they're attached to me so they can get the benefit. We usually like to pick the exit row. And then maybe a day or 2 before I ask them to split it for the possibility of upgrades, which we rarely ever get.
That's kind of tricky because if you can only take a companion with you up to first class, you have to choose someone.
I don't see what the problem is.
Nicole splits it and it's just her. are on the wait list.
Yeah,
Because that would probably increase your chances, Nicole, if it's just you, right?
absolutely. I still don't see what the problem is.
And Miguel, what do you do? I have a feeling you just stick with your family.
Most of the time I do. Sometimes I do break it up in the hopes. And if I do get upgraded, then I'll send maybe 2 others and I'll stay in the back.
So nice. I mean, I've only been upgraded twice, maybe 3 times. Once to Costa Rica, and it was just James and I. And then it was just me going from Miami to San Francisco. But I keep chasing that status,
I get upgraded a little bit more often, but I mean, most of the time that I do, I'm flying either to Chicago or to LA. Not in and out of Dallas. That's harder to get upgrades out of there because that's their main hub. That's their headquarters. So there's a lot of elite status flyer. And if everybody's elite, nobody is.
San Francisco isn't even an AA hub, but I've heard that people in San Francisco with AA elite status don't get upgraded either.
Most of the times I'm flying on AA, I've booked through either Qatar or British Airways. And I feel like when you pay with cash, you have a better chance of being upgraded than if you pay with miles outside of AA.
So when I book through another program, sometimes I've booked AA flights using Alaska miles because it's cheaper, sometimes even buying the Alaska miles. So what I'll do is I'll contact American Airlines through Twitter and I'll ask them to add my AAdvantage account to the reservation. And then once they do that, it automatically requests the upgrade. So I could see the requested upgrade on my American Airlines app. But if I don't do that, then it'll have my Alaska mileage account on there.
I get the upgrade requested. It's just never fulfilled.
I think that's a great tip too, because I have found that the AA Twitter team and their chat team on the AA app, they're very good. They can get a lot of things done. So I really like using those features.
That's the only reason why I got Twitter. Actually, it was to contact Hyatt, but now American Airlines, they're another good team that they have on there. So contacting them for anything regarding your reservation to manage that, I think it's a pretty good way to contact them.
I just couldn't help but double dutch into this conversation since you brought up Hyatt, way to jump in.
It's a good segue, Nicole.
Had to use it. That's how I earned my American Airlines status. AA and Hyatt have a partnership. And if you have status with one, you can use it to gain status on the other one. And they had this challenge a few years ago, and I was living pretty high on the hog because I had executive platinum. That's when I got the upgrades. Now I'm a lonely Platinum Pro out of Miami. All I got is a exit row seat, but I'll take it. Look out for this challenge. I think there's one currently going on now until October. If you're a globalist at Hyatt, you can use that status and temporarily match to American Airlines to get some elite benefits. We will leave the link in the show notes below, and you can check out the details on how to match your Hyatt status with American Airlines.
I was targeted to match to American Airlines status. I'm waiting for the very last minute to do so, because then I can stretch out that time frame, because right now I don't have an AA flight, but I might as well have that status when I do have an AA flight. So I'm trying to wait to the very last minute to sign up for that match. But one important thing to note is you should definitely link your Hyatt and American Airlines accounts, because that's the only way they're going to know to target you for offers like this.
Yeah, and even if you don't have status, by linking your accounts, you're able to pretty much double dip. When you take cash flights at American Airlines, you'll also be earning Hyatt points. And when you pay for cash days at Hyatt, you also be earning American Airline miles. So just link the two. Another reason why I like American Airlines elite status is because American Airlines is part of One World. And this is one of the alliances that has a lot of good airlines like Japan Airlines, Qatar Airways. And when you have American Airlines status, that translates into One World status. That means that you can use some of these perks and benefits when you're flying other One World airlines. If you have American Airlines Gold status, that translates into One World Ruby. If you have American Airlines Platinum status, that is One World Sapphire. And if you have Platinum Pro or above, that is One World Emerald. And once you're flying other airlines, whether you're in economy or business or anything, some of those benefits will extend when you're flying on other airlines. One example is when I booked the mini cabin on Japan Airlines business class with my family, I was able to select those seats because even though I didn't have Japan Airlines elite status, I had One World Emerald status through American Airlines Executive Platinum status.
So Miguel, this is where I went from regular Nicole to lounge lizard Nicole. I booked a basic economy ticket, matched my status from Hyatt to AA, and had One World Emeralds. We were in Madrid and we got access to their lounge there. Oh my God. There was no turning back. I literally went into the corner and I called Jackie and I'm like, Jackie, we have to make sure we keep our American Airlines status because this lounge, this is where it's at. The rest is history.
Yeah, with One World Emerald, you can access any One World first class lounge, and it doesn't matter if you're flying in economy or anything because that One World Emerald status is pretty powerful. There's a couple lounges you can access, even though the Qatar Airways first class lounge is One World. They have their own rules because they can. But most of the other One World first class lounges you're able to access.
So I agree with you, Miguel, but I would even go a step further and say One World has probably the best, greatest airlines. Some of my favorite airlines to fly are in the One World Alliance. So Cathay Pacific, Japan Airlines, Qatar Airways. These are my favorite airlines to fly, which makes American Airlines so valuable. Now, when you talk about the lounges, yeah, having status definitely helps get you into all those lounges. And the other thing too is the Citi AAdvantage Executive World Elite MasterCard. It's a mouthful. That $595 annual fee, it gets you that Admirals Club access. But the one thing it doesn't get you into is the AA flagship lounge. There's only 3 ways that you can get access into those lounges. And it's kind of like what you were talking about, right? You fly on the qualifying route in business class or first. You fly in the qualifying route with your status, or you purchase a day pass, which you can do that as well. Depends on if they offer those or not. And then the other thing too is are any of you guys Concierge Keys members? That's how you can get access as well.
Totally.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that.
Nicole needs to buy more dog food.
Yes, absolutely.
How much more dog food do you need to get to that level, Nicole?
F ton.
All right. So here's my one hot tip for if you're traveling out of LAX about lounges. All right. So if you are traveling on a One World partner and you're going international out of the Tom Bradley International Terminal, better known as TBIT, you're going to get access to the One World Lounge, which is it's not good. It's a dumpster fire. That place is a disaster. It's in the Tom Bradley International Terminal and it's just dark. It's dingy. Food is horrible. Where you want to go is you want to make the trek over to Terminal 4 and you want to go to the American Airlines flagship lounge. We did that for our last trip when we were flying Qatar. That lounge, it's incredible because you get access to it. It's wide open. It's got good food. It's clear. You can see the airport. It's beautiful. The other thing they did, they offered us champagne when we arrived into the lounge, which it's a nice little treat when you're going into a lounge. We didn't get that in the One World garbage lounge when we went over there.
What's worse, Mitch, that garbage lounge or Swissport in ORD?
Oh, Miguel ran out of that one.
So in general, are American Airlines flagship lounges really good? I've only been to the one in San Francisco. Remember, I went there because I paid for access to get in so they can take care of my ticket for me.
But that was just the Admirals, right? Or was it the flagship?
You're right. Okay, so that was the Admirals Lounge. So based on your experiences, are Admirals and flagship lounges pretty good?
The flagship's pretty good. The Admirals is just better than the Gate, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
There's supposed to be, and here it goes again, Nicole, revamping, refreshing the Admirals clubs. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen anything noticeable, any differences.
I mean, I can only judge it based off the one in Miami, and it's a hot mess. It's a place to sit. You can plug your laptop in, but some of the Admirals Club, they charge for some of the drinks, and the food is not good. I don't remember seeing a buffet. It was more like trail mix, and I'm like,
Trail mix and hummus.
Ooh.
not my jam. I just don't like that there's no bartender. Like, come on.
Yeah, even though the flagship is better than the regular Admirals Club, I would say that they're behind the United Polaris lounges and the Delta Sky Clubs.
Oh, so Sky Club is better than the flagship lounges?
100,000,000,000 bajillion%, yes.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know about
Yeah.
regular. I'm thinking LAX Sky Club.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been to all of them, but
Okay. I've only been to SFO. I thought it was okay.
The only other AA flagship type lounge that I've been in was back in New York, and this was pre-COVID, and it's kind of when they had that sectioned off part that was the restaurant. I had a really good burger in there when we were flying Cathay Pacific first class, but that was pretty much it. There wasn't a bartender or anything, so... But I don't think they have that anymore out of JFK.
I'm just saying, don't do AA for the lounges. It's not high on the list.
So, Nicole, you mentioned that you don't have Executive Platinum anymore. Are you going for Executive Platinum?
No, I'm going to stay at Platinum Pro. That's my goal. I think that's a sweet spot. You still have the One World Sapphire, and it only requires 125,000 loyalty points to get there.
How about you, Miguel?
I am going to try to maintain it. I am currently reaching executive platinum status again for this following year. And I am currently only about 3,000 loyalty points away from 200,000 loyalty points to requalify as executive platinum for the following year. And the reason why I'm going to keep going is because at 175,000 loyalty points, I actually get a loyalty point reward. And I chose what they call system-wide upgrades. And I can go into that a little bit later on. But once I get to 250,000 loyalty points, I'll be able to choose another 4 system-wide upgrades. Now, what these system-wide upgrades are is certificates that you can apply when you book a cash booking if there is award availability, one of our favorite words, and you can turn that economy ticket into a business class ticket. Now, these are also not easy to find, but there is a way, and I've been using Seats.aero to kind of help me narrow down some dates on where I can use these system-wide upgrades. But I am planning on collecting about 8 of these system-wide upgrades because I'm taking a big family trip to Europe next year and I want to buy economy cash tickets and then just apply these awards so you can get upgraded.
Wow, that's so generous. Are you buying a lot of dog food too, Miguel?
I've done a lot of those meal kits and the wine subscriptions. I have not gotten into dog food, but that's not a bad idea. I don't have dogs, but I know people that have dogs, so maybe I can start the dog food train. Now, these loyalty point rewards, they start at only 15,000 loyalty points where you can get like a coupon for better seats. At 175,000, you get to choose something. That's where I chose my system-wide upgrades. And then they keep going up from there all the way up to 5 million. So apparently there's people earning 5 million loyalty points a year because there's a reward for them to choose. I'm only probably going up to or trying to go up to 250,000 loyalty points this year. I actually earned my executive platinum status this year because last year I was targeted through this promotion last year called Instant Status Pass. So you might want to look into that as well to see if you're targeted. It's kind of like the Hyatt one where you get kind of like a trial run, but you still have to qualify by either by flying or by earning loyalty points another way. I've earned a lot of my loyalty points through the shopping portal and through AAdvantage hotels. Now, this is where you can stay at hotels and earn points, or sometimes you don't stay at these hotels and you still earn the points.
I think one thing that's important to kind of talk about real quick before we do wrap up is how important the American Airlines AAdvantage program is to the airline, because I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but the program itself is actually kind of what's bankrolling this airline, because if it wasn't for this mileage program, American Airlines, they'd be bankrupt. It's important to know that because that's how they make a majority of their money. Not only do they transport passengers, but they also sell their miles to Barclays and Citibank as well. And by them doing that, that enables them another flow of cash into their airlines. I think it's really important that people understand how important that their program is in terms of revenue, bringing it in for the airline.
Absolutely. And let's hope that there's no devaluation anytime soon.
Or refresh.
Or enhancement.
Yes.
Correct.
From San Francisco to Tokyo, 60,000 AA miles. I was looking at that 5 years ago. It's been like that for 5 years. So I hope they don't change that.
We're not going to talk about Bruno.
Not going to lie here.
So, Serena, I think that begs the question, do we all think American Airlines is the best mileage program out there?
Yes. Insert cuckoo clock.
I've used it for domestic economy flights here in the US, 6,000 miles to get from El Paso to New York. I've used it for business class, first class, and all these airlines, and no cancellation fees. You can hold award flights for up to 5 days. I mean, there's not a whole lot of negative things about this, unless you're redeeming for AA business class flights. Just redeem them on Qatar, Japan, another airline. And
yeah, I highly value American Airline miles. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely high on my list. One of those mileage programs that I make an effort to earn more miles in because I think they're so valuable.
Serena, would it change your mind if Starlux would join oneworld and you could redeem AA miles for Starlux flights?
I think I prefer American Airlines over Alaska miles. And I think it's because with Alaska miles, miles, they charge a partner booking fee that's non-refundable. I know it's like peanuts, but I count pennies. I think AA is just cleaner to work with. But that would be nice if Starlux were to join One World.
Yeah, and one of the reasons AA miles are so valuable is that no credit card transfers to AA miles. Bilt used to have a partnership with them, and that ended recently. So the only way to earn AA miles is through their portals, through their credit cards, through their dining app. You're only going to get them through these specified ways.
And of course, I got to bring up Marriott because I kind of like Marriott. But so you can transfer Marriott points over to American Airlines. All you have to know is don't do it. I mean, if you're in such a desperate need for American Airlines, I'd probably rather buy them than transfer Marriott points. But that possibility is there. So if you have a ton of Marriott points and don't want to stay at Marriott, then yeah, you could transfer those into American Airlines for a horrible rate.
Get the Mile Up card first.
I agree, Miguel. Why would you ever want to transfer Marriott points over to American Airlines when there's millions of other reasons why, or millions of other ways that you could use those Marriott points, especially for Marriott experiences? That's what I would do with my Marriott points. But to go back to the original question, do I think American Airlines Miles program is probably the best out there? I would say if you compare it to Delta, you compare it to United, absolutely hands down, it's a great mileage program for redeeming. I mean, where else can you get 60,000 one way to Japan in business and 80,000 first class? That sounds great to me.
So we want to know what you think. Do you think American Airlines is the best program? And if so, tell us why. Tell us some of the sweet spots you've experienced. Tell us some of the features that this American Airlines program has afforded you. Please let us know in the comments what you think about the American Airlines AAdvantage program.
Also, let us know what you thought about this edition of Let's Get to the Points, how we went in depth about American Airlines, and if you'd like to see another one, maybe about Delta Airlines, maybe about Marriott, maybe about Hilton. Notice I didn't say Hyatt, Nicole.
Maybe about Spirit.
Oh, that's it for now. I want to thank all of our hosts. It's Serena.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Miguel.
Later.
And we're going to see you next week, Concierge Key member Nicole.
See you guys next week.
And I'm Mitch Shannon. Make sure you sign up for our email newsletter. Just snap the QR code right now on your screen for the latest and everything going on in the Points and Miles world, or scan Miguel's hand. You can do that too. And we're going to see you here next Friday. Thank you for watching and listening.
Let's get to the points.com.